Fantasy XVI gets a huge reveal today. They're going to be showcasing 25 minutes of extra gameplay in the PlayStation State of Play, and Square Enix has been all over Twitter telling people to rewatch the old trailers. I don't know if that's actually gonna reveal anything crazy to us later on with whatever it is that they got to showcase us, because this video is obviously taking place before that. But I figured, why not? Let's go back and look at all the trailers they have released for Final Fantasy XVI, starting with the first one from the PlayStation 5 showcase, late 2020, is like August. This trailer has been upscaled in 60 frames, which is pretty cool. If you guys are hyped and ready for Final Fantasy XVI news coverage, we got you all covered on all the latest, every single update possible known to man. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on it. We're almost at 114,000 subscribers, so it would mean a lot and be really awesome if we hit that mark.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
But we know Clive is with them. And I wonder if Clive knows Jill is Shiva beforehand, or if he finds out and then that's when he goes AWOL.
You should not be out of doors. We have discussed this. Come, Joshua.
Joshua's mom is kind of wild. I still feel like this is going to do the Game of Thrones thing, where Joshua's mom is Joshua's biological mom, but she is not the mother, nor did she give birth to Clive. Clive and Joshua share the same father, but he's a bastard, right? Like Jon Snow style, which if you do know Game of Thrones, that's not really what happened, but yeah. And Jill, to me, if you guys don't know the backstory of Jill, it is basically like Theon Greyjoy without her being an asshole. Theon is from the Iron Islands. Ned Stark had basically taken them over and beaten them in like a tiny little war and said that, hey, you guys got to abide by us now, stop fucking around. And just to keep you guys in check, I'm going to take your child, not as a hostage or like a prisoner, as a ward. So he took Theon to go live with him in Winterfell as a ward, as a way to kind of like keep the Iron Islands in check. And essentially, I think that that is what Joshua and Clive's father did with Jill. They're from Rosaria, and I forget where exactly she's from, but it specifically said that he took her in from his enemies and is basically raising her as one of his own. Could those guys be members of Sid's group, but they don't trust Clive? I don't think so, because Sid wouldn't brand his people on the face, right? Sid's not about that. Sid's all about freedom and like letting people like live and die out on their own terms. I think if anything, Sid helps save Clive, and I'll show you that actually comes up again in one of the second or third trailer. There's a moment where that actually kind of happens in the background, and I think I could pause and freeze frame it too. Torgal's from the fallen northern country as well. Yeah, he's Ghost. He's the last direwolf. She kind of has like an off vibe to her, and she doesn't like, she covers her mouth when she talks around them and pulls him away from Jill and Clive.
Come, Joshua.
And she's pulling him away and what shit. Like, she doesn't want him around them. And we know this Chocobo's name now is Ambrosia. They revealed that yesterday. We've seen this scene updated.
Did you not pledge your sword?
Hugo's in the back here. Hugo had no shine at all, no mentions, or was even showcased really in the first trailer, I recall. Benedikta.
Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend.
We do not know who this woman is. This person right here has not been mentioned at all. So I'm wondering if today we will figure out who this is. It could be a woman, could be a man. I actually have no idea. But I am excited to see more of this individual, whoever they are. And this we know is Barnabas. This is not Clive's father. Originally, I thought it was Clive's father, but this actually is not him. This is Barnabas, the dominant of Odin. And also, we do know from the Sid and Benedikta interaction that her and Sid have a past, and they were at one point lovers. But Barnabas seemed to have come between them, literally. And Sid probably didn't like that and was like, yo, fuck that shit, I'm defecting. So we see right here, this was a very early shot. It looks like, so somebody in Rosaria uniform betrays them. Red wedding style, another Game of Thrones like style of thing. And completely murders, well, it's not really red wedding, but like, you know, that does happen a lot in Game of Thrones. People just flip the script on you randomly out of nowhere. He might be wearing the same colors as them and just betrays them. Kills his father, like completely beheads him. I just noticed that he just gets beheaded. Yeah, look, he's wearing like the guard's outfit. Boom, slices his head off. All that blood sprays all over Joshua's face. Traumatic as hell. Sanbrechian spies? Maybe. I think he knows them though, right? I don't think it's a spy, because he would know, hey, I've never seen your face before. You're not part of my King's Guard. Why would he entrust himself with a random King's Guard, right? I feel like the Sanbrechian, that's the Holy Empire, they might have basically got one of his already existing King's Guard to flip the script, essentially.
Enough.
Dang. Yeah, you can hear Clive screaming about Joshua. He's like, Joshua, wake up! He gets everything has been taken from this man that he knows. He's not for sure known, but he's a bastard child growing up in this empire. Doesn't get the same amount of respect. Doesn't demand that same kind of respect that like a prince would. And he's perfectly content with what his role is, seems. But everything that he had that he loved has been taken from him between like Jill, which he doesn't know is still alive, essentially. Joshua, his father, his kingdom, and from what it is gathered, it seems he gets enslaved, right? Because this is what this tattoo, this mark is, right? That he gets exiled.
If it's the last thing I do.
And I remember when we first saw this. Hit that like button if you guys are excited for Final Fantasy XVI, and also join in on the 100% poll. Oh, this one has an amazing song.
The dominance, the power we wield, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It makes us.
Being a dominant kills you slowly over time, and you're constantly being used for like war and propaganda and shit. So we're actually seeing more shots of the Archduke of Rosaria, which is Clive and Joshua's father. And you can see right here, Archduke. I don't recall if this is the guy, like if this is like the main King's Guard, it looks like, if it was him that killed the Archduke later on. But you see Joshua's over here near him. Do we see a back shot of them? We kind of do. This is the Sanbreck, like Holy Empire. You guys see this right here? This looks like Joshua's mom. I don't think she gets captured. I mean, if you were a captive, you wouldn't be sitting there. So I think that she's an evil bitch and fucking did something to betray the kingdom. I wanted to jump back into this video as I'm editing it to let you guys know that we actually were right about this theory. They confirmed it yesterday really quickly in the State of Play. You might have missed it if you were just watching it live. But in the portion of the trailer where they're showcasing how you can learn lore about the world and different things that Clive and other people have gone through, it zooms in on some pieces following Clive. And it says, taken captive by the Empire, Clive does all in his power to save his brother and father from the Imperial infiltrators. But alas, it's not enough. The Phoenix awakens and runs rampant, and in the ensuing maelstrom, Clive blacks out. He is found in the rubble the next morning and enslaved by the Imperial army on his mother's orders. Another excerpt says Clive survives the tragedy of Phoenix Gate only to be forcibly recruited into the Imperial army and spirited away to Sanbreck on his mother's orders. He would not return to his homeland again for many a long year. And one final one also does confirm the mother's name to being Annabella. Acting in concert with the treacherous Duchess Annabella, Imperial forces attack Phoenix Gate. From the chaos arise two icons of fire, the fateful battle between the two of them, reducing all to ash. So there you go. Not only were we right, but she is a dirty, stinking bitch. All right, back into the video. There are rumors that Dion is actually gay, and it's kind of interesting because his father is the head of the Holy Empire, right? Like they're a religious, I guess, sect, right? And he's gay. And it's interesting because he's also Bahamut's dominant. He's the Dragoon Lancer. It's so interesting. And I think that like 16 is going to be going extra deep with all kinds of elements within their story. And what the coolest thing about this is another Game of Thrones mirror. I know a lot of people are like, yo, stop comparing it to Game of Thrones, but I can't help it, dude. Sir Loras Tyrell, a Knight of the Flowers, in Game of Thrones is gay. It was one of the big like reveals in the first season that he was in a relationship with Renly Baratheon, the brother of Robert Baratheon. Princesses of certain houses would be married into other families to create alliances. Maybe originally she was a princess of Sanbreque, and her father at the time married her to the Archduke of Rosaria's like prince, or they were like promised to be or whatever, to join the houses, which would make this betrayal even crazier if it was like super planned from like way back then. Could you imagine that? Dion doesn't look happy about his father right there. This is Benedikta, and this is Benedikta, and this is Barnabas, Odin's dominant. They're clearly sleeping together. Down. This is that scene from the first trailer, but obviously the graphics look a little bit more different, more polished since then. I think this trailer was released a year after that one.
Shake the island.
Cid doesn't like Barnabas because it seems like him and Barnabas and Benedikta were on the same side essentially. Cid and Benedikta had a relationship, but she is so dedicated and devoted to Barnabas that she didn't care about whatever it was Cid cared about. Obviously Cid didn't like that, so he left and he started doing his own thing. Yeah, we haven't seen Leviathan in any trailer yet. I don't think Cid got friend zoned. Like, it's clear from their and I'll play that trailer. Actually, that's the footage I have, and was in a relationship with her, but she didn't care. Fucking chills.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built.
I love it.
The Empire will live on.
Did they just say Rama? Was there not a whole discourse about the name of Ramu? The next trailer is called Ambition. I don't recall Ambition too much, so let's check this one out. Somebody had asked, do you think Cid is in charge of that faction that Clive was working with? No, I do not. As a matter of fact, we didn't see Cid in that original trailer, but also if you recall, Clive had no idea or hadn't met or reunited with Jill since they were kids. So, and at that moment when he was with that faction, and they're talking about the dominant is Shiva, that's the only one that matters, we have to get her. I think Clive's faction gets taken out by Cid and his men, and Clive realizes who the dominant of Shiva is, that it's Jill, and wants to join sides with Cid, which is why, you know, he has a different outfit. This dude is carrying Jill, and she doesn't seem like she's conscious. Cid doesn't have any marks on his face, neither does this guy. And they're in the Deadlands, which this place has been drained of all crystal activities. There's no dominant for this region. This area is essentially where Cid is working on to create a haven for dominants and for ex-dominants to go there to live out their lives and die on their own terms rather than being used as weapons of war.
Light suck this place dry. No trees, no birds.
Oh, and Torgal's there.
Darkness spreads as day gives.
Is that what he said?
Dry. No trees, no birds, and no magic.
No trees, no magic. They suck that place dry, essentially. I just noticed we actually get the Archduke's like voice. He's talking to Joshua here about the crystals. This is definitely early footage because he's teaching Joshua about the crystals and why he has the power that he has.
Crystals. And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
He looks at it as a blessing, but I'm pretty sure the dominants look at it as a curse.
The Iron Kingdom, forged in faith and fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether.
This is the one kingdom we don't know much about.
Of their corruption.
Or the kingdom of Waloed, indomitable
Waloed.
in its isolation.
The dark swallow.
Oh look, another angle of the scene of Benedikta and Barnabas.
The Imperial army will march.
Did they change the guy that killed him? This looks like a different dude that kills the Archduke. See? So it's actually kind of interesting. They're getting approached right here. Right here, you can see them getting approached by Sanbrechian people. Looks like this is a mage, warriors, essentially. So Sanbrech is like doing their invasion.
60.
He's trying to protect him.
The Imperial Army.
Wait, who is that? Is that like their blacksmith? I wonder if this character is gonna be the the Gendry role from Game of Thrones. His head, actually, they actually show his head dropping there. Damn, and is looking right at him. That's terrifying. So it wasn't the Kingsguard, the main guy that kills him. It's another member of the Kingsguard.
It makes them think they have the right to use us, to leave us to die when our...
Oh, look, and dominance, right? Dominance that the icons are leaving or that icons are dying. They turn to stone, like the stone men in a Game of Thrones. Another similarity.
What makes them think they have the right to use us?
Until it fully covers your body, which it looks like it did to this person. We don't know who this is. This is clearly an older dominant that looks like the icon might have left them. I don't know if this might have been Ramuh's dominant that leaves and goes into Sid, but we'll find that out as we play. So this is like a mural they're showing us here with all the different like icons. This is Odin right here. This one is Titan. Let's see if we can name all of them, right? This one's Shiva. So we got Odin, Titan, Shiva, Bahamut right here. Garuda, right? I just noticed this is the Garuda. You see the female legs right here. Could be here. Oh yeah, right here. This is Ramuh right here. He was blending in with Shiva's wing. Garuda's wing and Shiva. And the water noodle right here. You think this is Leviathan up here? Oh, actually no, right here. This is Leviathan's face. So just to run it down, just to preface it, right? We got Odin, Titan, Shiva, Ramuh, Garuda, Bahamut, and Leviathan. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dominants. And here, this looks like it might be a skull up here that's faded away. This, obviously, Phoenix, right? Phoenix and Ifrit are missing. Maybe in this lore, Phoenix and Ifrit were together. They were one being before. Which would kind of like be interesting piece of lore bit towards like the dynamic of Clive and Joshua. Technically they're half brothers, right? Joshua and Clive, from what we know at least. If they're half brothers, what if they're half related through like icon? Yeah, I'm thinking it's like Ifrit riding Phoenix, but it does look like Ultima, right? The same, clearly like the same like shape. I was hoping to see Golem, right? Like that giant Titan that had question marks next to his name. It's been revealed that that's actually called Titan Lost. And I was hoping that actually would have been Golem. I think that would have been really cool. See if they figure out, oh, this whole time, and that's what the conflict is, right? This whole time, they've only known about these 7 icons. And that's why it's so surprising. After Phoenix, there's another fire one that they don't know named Ifrit. What I was thinking is maybe, and this is like something new that they didn't realize, now there's 2 of every icon. I thought that they were gonna go in that sense, right? Like alternate ones that they did not know exist. So now this is the revenge trailer. I believe this is the most recent one that showed like the release date and all that stuff 4 months ago.
Take Joshua and get to safety.
The Kingsguard, Archduke, Joshua, and we hear more Joshua's voice and Clive.
I'm going to hold the enemy here while you make your escape.
Oh, and they killed the Chocobo as he was on it. I like how they straight up said they felt like Ifrit was always disrespected as a summon. Like, he's always one of the earlier ones you get, and then you just never really meet him anymore. So that's why they decided to go with Ifrit as the main one, and Shiva as well. Sort of to like pay homage. Love the little asterisk right here, of course, but not available on other platforms until after the end of the year. So 6 months of exclusivity on PlayStation 5. Eventually, it'll be out on PC, and I doubt other platforms. It seems like Square Enix has a PC and a PlayStation 5 type of like deal going on. Also, I upscaled it into 60 frames for you guys' eyeballs. So we talked about this a little earlier. Sid, Benedikta, and Barnabas were all on the same team, and it seemed, and based off of this conversation, and I'll let you guys hear it now, but Sid and Benedikta, it's obvious that they had a relationship. And one thing I like about this game and the way that they're going to be telling their story, they tell their story through emotion and general conversation rather than Sid elaborating out loud, we used to be together, like how could you do this to me type of shit, or explaining it to Clive in some weird like way. They actually convey it and you feel it with their emotions. So I'm gonna let you guys pay attention and listen to their voice, listen to the inflection.
Little late for prayer, isn't it?
Do I seem so desperate as to grovel at the feet of a false god? I was waiting for you.
Not for too long, I hope. All this for a midnight chat. Well, let's chat then. Where are the men and women you took from Lost Wing?
Oh, and Sid's voice actor, he's also from Game of Thrones. He played he was an Iron Kingdom or an Iron Island warrior that knocked out Theon and gave him to Ramsay.
You mean where's the dominant? Well, you shall be requiring his services indefinitely. Come back to me, Sidolphus.
Come back.
Think of all the things we can create together. The world that
I
we
need
can
you.
build.
You need me. Your king needs me. I'm all for building a new world. Just not his. That bastard's dreams are as twisted as his promises are false. And I want no part of them.
King Barnabas saved you, and this is how you speak of him. Have you no shred of loyalty?
What? To a leader who'd use me? Like he uses you.
Ooh. Hit her with that one.
You know nothing of me, Sidolphus.
You're right. I don't know who you are anymore. Or what you want. I only know what you used to say. That you were tired of running. That you just wanted to be free. Free of it all. You weren't lying to me then, so what changed? What made you think you had to sacrifice who you were to get what you wanted?
Sacrifice. I use my talents to my advantage, and you would tell me there is shame in that?
If there's no shame, then why do you feel so sorry for yourself?
A rousing speech, Lord Commander. I was a fool to believe you might have changed. The only person
Zidane mommy is angry.
Is you! I can't do this anymore. If you would stand between our leash and his dream, then you leave me no choice. Goodbye, Sidolphus.
Stand back, Clive.
Shit is anime as fuck. A lot of old tension there between Sid and Benedikta. Clearly they were involved romantically and not so much anymore, and obviously on different sides. One thing I do notice, I think Sid might die. Obviously why he's trying to find a haven or create a haven for like dominance to go and die on their own terms is because he's reaching his end. He got way too tired way too quick in his icon form, and they told us many times that anytime that they access their icon abilities or use their powers, it drains them. Like literally their life is just being drained.
Sid, are you all right?
Do I look all right?
Oh, she punched you once. And the statue fell on you. They wouldn't be showing us a close-up shot of this if Sid wasn't literally like having some serious issues, right?
Benedikta will be on her way to collect the Dominant, if she hasn't already.
How did you do it? How did you even survive? How?
The answer is simple, Benedikta. He was fighting for something he believed in.
Shut up! Why aren't you dead?
We've played your games. Now tell me where he is.
Who? What are you?
What was he wanting to grab for? Because it looks like he didn't mean to do this. This just happens when he gets into close contact. And this is Sid's first time seeing it. So he's absorbing Garuda's powers. And also, one thing to mention, he did have Garuda powers already in that fight, but Yoshi P and them said that some abilities, they didn't specify, some abilities for this specific demo, they gave to the players early on so they could have access to it to get a full feel for what the kit will be like cycling through 3 different options. In this fight, you won't have Garuda's abilities, at least until New Game Plus, but this is essentially where you get it. I wonder if we'll see here. So I don't know where exactly this takes place and how this works out. Because we just fought Garuda, but this encounter is like Clive and Sid and Torgal afterwards, I guess. And they're walking down this path and they see the man that Clive's been hunting for. This was said in English in the second trailer, but now they've changed it to like a tongues language. And notice Clive doesn't have full control of Ifrit here because he has the red eye. Later on in the trailers, we see he has full control because he has the blue eyes and he's able to talk. I love this little effect right here. It's just like everything just stops swirling around and just drops. Just straight down drops.
Control it, Clive! It is you, isn't it, Clive?
Is he punching Garuda there? It's Cody Rhodes, guys. See, he has blue eyes.
I said stop!
Damn, Sid's theme is kind of fire. Judgment Bolt! He judged the hell out of you, sir. Man, oh man. What are you guys most excited for out of all the stuff we just reviewed and watched and talked about? And what are you looking forward to with this new showcase? Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy XVI footage, content, and news is on the way. And you do not want to miss out on that. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.